Hello everybody, welcome back. ASMR voice is on, so I'm going to be reading my own Wattpad story on Wattpad, Just One Kiss. It is a Xiaoven story. Genshin Impact Xiao x Venti, so I hope you do enjoy. This was the first chapter I've made. There are 4 chapters currently, but I'll keep updating. So, yeah, let's start. As morning dawned, Xiao could barely bring himself to get out of bed. It was a Monday morning, the most dreadful day of the week. The thought of having to go through yet another week was just a burden in his eyes. Xiao's alarm was ringing in his ear as he groaned just to turn it off. He managed to turn it off, yet not even 5 minutes later, he gets a call from his adoptive father. "Xiao," his father Zhongli yelled from down the stairs. "You're going to be late if you don't get up." Xiao attends Tibet High, a public high school for the people of Tibet. Xiao personally has the best grades in his class. He aces every exam and is just a perfect student in general, although one thing he lacks in social skills. He's never really had many friends growing up, or mostly at all, but he's learned to cope with it. He hasn't really needed friends in the first place. He just sits in the back of the class, listens, takes notes, and passes exams. Xiao had just finished getting ready and came back to the kitchen to pack himself a bento, and he comes across his other adoptive father. He supports his parents' relationship and has never really minded it. How are you this morning, son?" Child says, holding his coffee, leaning on the counter next to Xiao. "I am all right," Xiao says with a completely neutral tone and expression. Although he loves him for taking care of him all these years, he still doesn't trust him. Time skip. Xiao was on his way to school after saying goodbye to his dad's. Child had offered to drive him there, but he turned him down. He prefers walking for the solitude and just quiet in general. The next thing he knew, he was in front of the school building. He let out a tired sigh and then walked into the building. Yet another week of torture, Xiao thought to himself. Another time skip, sorry. It was a brief minute after the bell for lunch had rang. Halfway over, Xiao thought. After he had left the classroom, he was going over a mental list in his head. However, he was knocked out of his thoughts after he felt someone bump into him. Venti POV. Lumine was teasing me as always. It isn't fair how she always somehow manages to tease me so easily. Finally, I had managed to get her back. I ended up running away from her as she trailed behind me. Then I bumped into someone. Ow, I had said as I fell to the floor. I apologize for the brief disruption, but we are back. Ow, as I said as I had fallen to the floor. When I looked up, I saw someone. I mean, of course, what else would I have bumped into in the middle of the hallway? He had turned around to look at me. He was wearing a black jacket with a light gray t-shirt and ripped jeans. He was also wearing a black mask over his mouth. He also had the most beautiful golden yellow eyes I had seen in ages. To top it off, he had the undertones of his hair dyed turquoise. Truly a sight. "Hello? Are you going to get up or just stare at me?" the boy had said. Yes, sorry about that," I say as I got up off the floor. I felt a strange aura coming from him. Something like loneliness and sadness. Hello?" the boy had said with a confused expression on his face, from what I could make out. Sorry," I say, stuttering. He looked, well, bye, the boy had said. Another disruption. Okay, sorry, again. Well, bye, the boy had said to him. "Wait," I called out to him. What? He turns around and glares at me. What's your name? I had asked him. And why should I tell you? He fires back at me. Because I need to know your name in order to be friends, I had said to him once again. Friends? He said, clearly confused at the word. You know what a friend is, right? I asked him. He didn't respond. He sighed and said, friends are just a waste of time. They'll all leave and abandon you anyways, he said in monotone, turning around and walking away from me. I couldn't help but feel bad for him. He's probably been through hell and back with friends. But who would abandon him? I mean, look at him. My name is Venti, I call out to him. He didn't reply for a brief minute before. Xiao. What? I said in confusion. My name is Xiao, he had said. Well, I hope to see you around, Xiao, I say to him. He grunts while walking away. Thank you so much for listening to this part. I will have part 2 right after this one, so stay tuned.